What up, Boost Nation? Coach Murph here, bringing you episode 3 of Ask Coach Murph. Fun little lacrosse fact about the number 3, guys. One of our top 5 favorite guys to watch play this game, Rob Pennell, wears the number 3. He wore it at Cornell. He now wears it with the New York Lizards. If you don't know who this guy is, which I highly doubt some of you guys don't know, but if you don't know who he is, check him out, Rob Pennell. The guy is a mastermind on the field. Fun to watch. So let's get into it, guys. We got a ton of great questions this week. We've got 4 that we're going to address today. But thank you for sending them in. Keep sending them in every week when we do this. And if we're not asking for them, send them anyways. We'll answer them. We'll get back to you guys as soon as we can because, again, this is about getting you guys better for next year, for next season, for whatever your next test is, your next goal is. That's what we want to help you out with. So send them in no matter what. First question we got today, guys, comes from Southern String Ups on Instagram. He says, I am 13 years old. Is it okay for me to lift weights? This is a highly debated question and a topic. You know, the one thing we would say, Southern String Ups, you know, obviously check with your parents or an adult. Ask your doctor. They're going to be the ones that can give you the medical answer to this. We're not doctors here. We'll never claim to be. But, you know, in our opinion, at 13 years old, the best thing you can do, use your body weight, get out on the field, play a lot of games, be a kid, go around, climb rocks, just go outside and be active. That's the best thing you can do at 13 years old. Once you hit, you know, 8th grade and up, you know, once you hit around the high school age, that's when we start having our kids lift some weights and get in the weight room. But you know, that being said, it's never too early to learn how to do these movements correctly, whether you're doing them with weight or not. Squatting, push-ups, pull-ups, all that stuff. Learn how to do it correctly so when the time comes to lift the weights, then you can get in the weight room and you're already way ahead of most of your peers at that point. All right? So great question. Keep up the hard work, man. Next question comes from N. Iannuzzi on Instagram. He says, hey, Coach, what are your suggestions on getting a lower center of gravity and really just getting good balance while dodging? You know, this is obviously a very important aspect of lacrosse, having great balance. You know, the lower center of gravity, that's just making sure no matter what you're doing, whether it's training, whether it's practicing, whether it's playing, you know, you got your knees bent and your butt is back and you're ready to go. It's an active athletic position, which I'm sure you've heard your coaches say before. You know, and that's just practicing constantly being in that position, being ready to get after a ground ball, being ready to play defense, being ready to catch the ball and explode on offense. So that's practice. That's more than anything. That's just practice. But bottom line, though, guys, a lot of your balance just comes from your side-to-side movement. So if you can do some plyometric movements with cones, you do some plyometric movements with boxes, those will all help your balance. So, you know, single leg deadlifts is great. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But again, it's a lot of just working on your agility, getting to the field, working on explosiveness, and all that balance and explosiveness and speed. They're all kind of intertwined. All that will improve the more you get on the field, the more you just drill this stuff in your brain. All right, guys, so the next 2 questions are pretty similar, so we're going to combine them. One comes from Capital City Lack Strings on Instagram. The other comes from Sean Grogan on YouTube. They're basically both asking, you know, how I can build my strength and my explosiveness and my speed on the field. You know, definitely watch our last episode, guys, episode 2. We talk a lot about explosiveness and speed as well. But think about the movement that you're doing when you're talking about explosiveness and speed. It's that quick reaction with your legs, with your hip flexors, with your hips, right? It's that quick reaction to get you moving, to get you up to sprinting speed. So if you think about that, and you can think about, look, what can I do to work on that explosive power? The first thing that comes to my mind, guys, is jumping power. Do some box jumps, do some high jumps, do some broad jumps. That's all explosiveness out of your hips. You know, but also get on the field. Do some short 10-yard sprints. Do some sprints where you're laying on the ground and have to pop up and get up to speed as fast as possible. You know, any of these things will definitely help you. But that being said, you know, there's nothing you're going to do that in a week you're going to get faster and more explosive. This is a long process. And that's why we always tell our kids, look, you got to be all in. You got to have that all-in mentality. Because if you don't have that mentality, you're not going to get to your goal. You got to work your ass off for weeks and months to really see the results, guys. So Keep that in mind when you're doing this. There are a ton of things you can do, but bottom line, it's all hard work. It's all hard, consistent work in the weight room, work out on the field with agility drills and speed work. Think about hip explosion movements, so box jumps, broad jumps, kettlebell swings. Definitely get your deadlift and your squat on for sure. That'll definitely help with your strength, assist with that explosive power. But get on the field, put some cleats on, and just get after it on the sprinting. Agility drills. Do a couple side-to-side movements and then sprint to 10 yards from where you finish. All of these questions were awesome. Keep sending them to us. We love the work ethic that you guys are showing here by even sending us questions. Keep it up. Keep up the hard work in the gym. Keep up the hard work on the field. It will all pay off, guys. I want to leave you guys with one question. Who out in the lacrosse world inspires you the most to get in the gym, to get on the field, and work on your game? Tell us that. Leave it in the comments. DM it to us, whatever you want to do. But we want to hear from you guys on who inspires you to get better every single day. So this is Coach Murph signing off. Episode 3 is a wrap. We'll see you guys next week for episode 4.